is y'all, it's your girl Black Pop, aka Soda Baby, aka Azuka, and you're now tuned in to Soda Talks TV. What up? I just got back off of work, but I just knew I had to finish this. Back to what I was saying. Just like the Sha'Carri situation, you know, the bottom line is the rules are the rules. The same thing goes for life, and that's what people fail to realize, especially in the Black community. Certain things you just have to abide by. And no matter how unfair or hard life gets, life don't get easier. You get stronger. And unfortunately, God don't give a about your family. He don't give a about blood. He don't give a about who you related to. Because if that was the case, my parents would still be here. My parents would still be here to guide me on the right path. I don't know why he does certain things. He just does. You know. And it's like, you don't know what the thing is. God is always going to give you the signs of what you need to do until he puts you in certain situations. You feel like you're not supposed to be there. You don't deserve this. You're not supposed to, you know, you don't know, you don't understand that you call this stuff on yourself when you don't listen. And unfortunately, you know, America was built on the back of Black people. But at the same time, we can't use that as an excuse to be lazy in today's world where you can get money in your sleep. You know, you have option to, you have options, you know, because let some happen to me and I lose my house, I lose my job. Guess what? I'm taking my Black to the shelter. And, you know, cause I know what I've done. I know the hole I've dug myself in. And it's not even a hole. I know how much I've separated myself from, you know, my past. And it's like, I know that people would be willing to help me. But at the same time, because I'm not afraid of homelessness, I'm not afraid of jail, and I'm not afraid of death. Why? Because I've seen it all before. Why? Because I dealt with my emotions. Why? Because I dealt with it head up. And it's just like, when there's a will, there's a way. And it's because I know I'm always bounce back. Whether I got to stay at a shelter, put my stuff up in the storage and sell whatever I can sell and make whatever I can make happen till I be gone for a minute, then I come back with the jump off like nothing never happened. You know, that's just the type of strength you get when you deal with your emotions and you don't run from them, you know, and blame it on being a product of your environment and blame it on because you don't have this and you don't have that. You deal with yourself. That's what you have to do in this life. I've done too much spiritual work to go back and make myself small because I need help. No. You know, because I know how people are. I would definitely be talking about a who thought she was this or that and you fall on your face. No. You know, this is the thing, like, God puts you never know why God puts people in situations. You don't know what people did to bring certain things upon them because they don't listen. You know, you don't know how many chances somebody got, how many times they got bonded out only for them to go back to jail because they don't listen. Because at least in jail, it's a free bed, free clothes, free shower, and maybe, hopefully you can get a meal, you know, if anyone don't take it from you, but you know, that's the least of your challenges. What? I said what I said. Because it's like, freedom ain't even free. And if you're going to be out here, that's just what people have to understand. Because there's a place for you to go where it's free, but you ain't got your rights. So this is why you have to abide by certain laws. You know, certain laws of life. You know, it just is what it is. And unfortunately, sometimes when God puts shit in your heart, people will try their best to distract you from it. People will try to guilt you out of it, because God helps those who helps themselves. God helps those who helps themselves, and in that it's a sense of selfishness. It's a sense of separating yourself from the flock because you know you different. You know, and it does get isolating, and it does come, you know, with loving yourself. And everybody knows sometimes loving yourself hurts. It does. It hurts to put yourself first. It hurts to not be able to hold people down because they don't listen. You never want to tamper with what God's karma is for people, because if you tamper with that, he's going to slow your down. And I don't have time for that, unfortunately. You know, it would be different if everyone had fair help, but that's not everybody, and that's definitely not me. And I just have to be realistic. And I have to speak on stuff like this because I know there's people who go through this stuff. You know, who go through like having to put their emotions to the side because you have a bigger calling in life. You're bigger than just being someone's friend or being someone's sister or being a wife or a husband. You're bigger than that. And you realize that when you deal with your emotions instead of running away from them. You know, when you deal with yourself and you take responsibility for certain things, when you run away from your emotions, they always catch up to you. You use things to run away from your emotions, like drugs. You run away from emotions, you end up locked up. You end up losing your championship because of whatever, you know? And who am I to say that she wasn't smoking and crying at the same time? But some things are bigger than you, and you're going to have to make sacrifices no matter how bad they hurt you, you know? So at the end of the day, you are not of this world. You're just in it. And, you know, usually in the Black community is where we find the biggest movers and shakers. And I had to make this video for certain people who spend a lot of time alone, to stay encouraged. You know, it's not that you don't fit in. It's just that God needs to mold you into who you really need to become. And that's what I'm going through right now. And it's what I've been going through for, I would say, the last maybe 7 years of my life, trying to find myself, breaking my own heart to realize I have to grow up and be responsible, you know, and understand that, you know, life is bigger than being a puppet and just, you know, being a follower. Life is bigger than being the product of your environment. We have bigger fish to fry in the community. Honestly, we do. And unfortunately, when you on your path, that's when you gonna really receive a lot of isolation and a lot of pushback from people that just want to make you feel guilty because you got to be down for the cause and hold such and such down because of whatever. When such and such put theirself in that situation, and 10 times out of 10, such and such was bonded out a couple times, got out a couple times, and now you just can't get out because you didn't want to listen, you know? And what's in your cup is for you. You know, what's in your cup is for you. Don't try to overstretch yourself if you really can't do it. If you really don't have it like that to do it. No. What runneth over is for everyone else. And that's on that. You know, you shouldn't be going short because you're taking care of someone else that you didn't give birth to. That's just the facts. You know, and at the end of the day, when it comes to getting on your purpose, yo, it's just the fact that you're going to have to understand that it's hard when you don't have a lot of support. And people make fun of your vulnerability of being yourself because that's all you have, but all you got to understand is that you got to see it through, because with that comes with real people that love you, real connections, blood related or not. It comes with that. You find out who you find your tribe. You finally feel accepted. And it's like people come around eventually, but it's like now you see through them.